content is king. That's what they say. It is not. In fact, technology is. Indeed, I think content providers like Malaysiakini and a lot of the other online newspapers and all that, including even the mainstream newspapers, television and all that, radio station, they are all facing problems everywhere. It is not technology, and it is not them, but it is the technology companies, telecommunication companies that are really reaping the rewards of the internet. You can ask Google, don't ask New York Times. Now it's been estimated that in US alone and in the United States, all the traditional media are having problems. A lot of them have shut down. Many of them are cutting costs. And however, there's always an argument that, look, online advertising is on the increase. And you look at the United States, yes, it's true. Online advertising for last year was about 25 billion. That's a lot of money. And I think it's the first time last year that in the United States, online advertising surpasses print advertising. So you can see the situation has changed quite a lot. However, I think the online model is very different from traditional model. You got competitors for the advertising dollar, include those who are not strictly content providers. In other words, advertisers no longer rely on journalism to deliver eyeballs to their, to the advertisement. Unlike before. And if you look at, some of the top online companies, they are like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Yahoo. All are media companies. None of them are content providers. None of them are media companies. I mean, none of them are traditional media companies in the sense that they are providing news. They are technology companies. And they and 45 others, the top 50, control over 95% of online advertising market. So, in the old days, you have newspaper, television, radio station. They control they have complete monopoly, almost complete monopoly when it comes to advertising. Not anymore when it comes to, the online media. So, anyone outside this 95%, the 5%, outside this 5%, not 95%. Outside this elite group of companies faces intense competition for a really relatively small pot of money. And there's no doubt that old media has joined the race to claim a piece of the cyber turf, so I speak. But their online income has so far failed to make up for the sharp decline of their print and the traditional operation. So they may join, they may try to set up website and all that, but the income is really way below what they had earned, before. So the hard reality is that subscription is one way, and for now, perhaps the only way to support independent media. Now, I always say time and again, independent media needs independent financing. Subscription contributes, in fact, from our experience, subscription contributes a major part of Malaysiakini operation. We went subscription for the English side. We went subscription in 2002. So imagine without Malaysiakini, had we failed in 2002. We did it because we have no choice. It was really a last-ditch attempt to ensure the survival of Malaysiakini. And we were the first and only online news organization which have gone subscription. Now today, we shall make history again. Both Merdeka Review and Malaysiakini Chinese site will go subscription. But make no mistake, we are really embarking on a project that will determine the fate of independent media. If we fail, then the future of independent media, online media, will be a little bit dimmer. But to be successful, we need the support from every one of you. Now, I wrote this on August 16, 2002. It was an editorial that I wrote. In fact, I've forgotten about it until Kai Ping mentioned it to me a few hours ago. It was the day when Malaysiakini went subscription, August 16, 2002. Given the choice between producing a print publication and an online publication, we will do print anytime. The reason is simple. Print publications sell. Online publications don't. Indeed, no online news site has proved to be sustainable. That was 2002. The most successful ones are offshoots of their print cousins. Like Star, they have Star Online, New Straits Times and New Straits Times Online and all that. But they are invariably bankrolled by them because of the fact that they're making so much money, in their traditional forms, they can actually help support their online versions. And few truly online outfits can survive. Most of these are really, in dire straits at that time. It is not that Malaysiakini journalists didn't think of doing print. We did, but we decided that it wasn't worth the effort. Getting a license to print from the Home Ministry is a major stumbling block, as you all know. Keeping the license, at that time when I wrote this editorial, keeping the license and having, which is renewable every year, will pose another headache. Now I know that Prime Minister Najib has decided to not require newspapers to renew the license every year, but still they can take away your license anytime they want. They don't have to wait for you to renew a license before they take them away. There is really very little change in what is happening today. It is really a cosmetic change. And for those of you who know, our application for the license has been rejected by the government a couple of years ago. We are taking the government to court. We want them to explain why they have rejected our print license, because in their rejection, there was no explanation. And one of the explanations so far was that getting a print license is a privilege, not a right. But who decides who gets what? But that court case is still continuing, and we hope that we can get more revelations about exactly how the government decide on providing licenses. And I say that was why we are now forced to face a Hobson's choice, which is lock up the website or stand to lose our readers. Now, there is no guarantee that we can survive and continue to keep Malaysiakini free, or we'll just basically close shop in the months to come. The journalists in Malaysiakini have made a choice at that time. We now leave it to our readers to make theirs. So today, the journalists in Malaysiakini, and joined by those in Merdeka Review, have again made our choice. We now leave it to our readers of Malaysiakini Chinese website and readers of Merdeka Review to make theirs. Now, I am very sure that many of them will make the same choice as those who have paid a small sum to subscribe to Malaysiakini many, many years ago. And that was about 9 years ago. Independent media needs independent financing. Online media in Malaysia cannot continue to rely on the generosity of a few, rich tycoons. Partly because we know how fickle they can be sometimes. So without your support, there will be really no independent media in Malaysia. So I leave it up to all of you to make your choice.